Hey yo, E King Fight News. Back at it. Smash that like button, man, because you know what? We always keep it 100 on this channel. So, if you don't know, Deontay Wilder did a tell-all interview, basically giving his side of the whole situation between Anthony Joshua, the failed negotiations for what would have been the biggest fight of 2018. It became pretty clear right down to the end of it that Eddie Hearn he was clearly ducking the fight. I mean, everybody knows he's ducking. This is the worst part is people want to pretend like they didn't duck out of making this fight happen. Talking about, oh, Wilder didn't send a signed contract in time for the biggest fight in boxing. They said a signed contract would be there by Friday. You know, who the fuck sends a contract for a fight without a date, without a venue? And the worst part about it is, even if he sent that signed contract, I know for sure that we still wouldn't be getting this fight in 2018. And you guys probably suspect this as well. So what the fuck are we talking about? I swear, if he signed that contract with no date and no venue on it, he would be the fool. And then Eddie Hearn would say, okay, the date's gonna be in April. Like, some dumb shit like 100% that has Eddie Hearn written all over it. But anyways, off topic. Let's take a look at this article. Shout out to World Boxing News. Deontay Wilder airs views on why Anthony Joshua won't talk to the media about him and rejects Eddie Hearn's offer. So, and he went out. He also talked to Brendan Schaub about this. It was how the contract was incomplete. Like, how do you send an incomplete contract and expect him to sign it in damn near 48 hours? I mean, Eddie's straight trash, man. Like, he really is. And that's why Deontay Wilder is now calling him a disease. He's calling him, a cancer to boxing, pretty much. What has he really done with Danny Jacobs? Has he uplifted any American fighters? Not at all. Not at all. So, shout out to World Boxing News. This is what they had to say. With delays on both sides when picking up on these points, Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn eventually called in time in order to secure an already agreed fight with Alexander Povetkin. Speaking of Alexander Povetkin, according to Sky Sports, and all these reports came out 3 days ago, that Team Anthony Joshua were given 24 hours to sign or agree to a fight with Alexander Povetkin, right? Which was unprecedented. But my point is this. Has this Povetkin fight been announced in the past 24 hours? No, not to my knowledge. So, I mean, here we go. More inconsistencies. I'm pretty sure they had already had some type of agreement. Okay, but this is a quote from Deontay Wilder. I don't know if it's true, but even if it is, Eddie can stick that contract where the sun don't shine. We're done with that. And this is what Wilder told Sirius XM Boxing. I have lowballed myself and they gave me low offers. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is way too much. Me and my team are always coming together, always on the same page. You will never find none of my people saying one thing, then the next thing saying another. We're always talking to each other with them. You can't say the same thing about that. That's absolute facts, man. Deontay Wilder added that he believes Joshua's refusal to speak openly about the fight is down to his team, who Wilder says have put a block on him addressing the media. So Joshua's own team, according to Wilder, basically banned him from talking to the media. How about that, man? How about that? I mean, I don't deny it. I'm sure if I were Anthony Joshua, I'd be fucking livid. Because everyone's calling me a duck. Everyone's questioning my manhood, my integrity, and shit. Calling me a pussy and shit. Talking about I smell like pussy. Talking about Anthony Joshua smells like pussy. Oh my goodness. And this is a quote from him. He said, "They stopped allowing Joshua to make comments about me. They get mad at him for speaking. He's the fighter. He's the one risking his life in the ring. You're supposed to have his best interest. You're supposed to get him the most amount of money possible." And I mean, that's absolute facts once again. Eddie Hearn actually did a disservice to Anthony Joshua. He'll never get $50 million up front from Eddie Hearn. He'll never get that money in the UK. We all know this. I mean, it's unbelievable. So this was an interview on the Sirius XM Boxing channel, and there's a link to it in the World Boxing News article. I'll throw that in the description box very soon. All right, so we all know what it is, man. We all know what it is. There's no denying. Anthony Joshua's like the biggest duck in boxing right now. And this is all damage control. All this shit coming out on Boxing Scene. Talking about if Wilder wants to fight, he better sign this contract. This fake-ass contract now for April. Oh my goodness. And I call it a fake contract because guess what? Wilder just said all that shit's off the table. He was expecting to make a fight in October, November, December, or even February. Those aren't my words. Those are Eddie Hearn's words. October, November, December, or February. We all remember that, right? We all remember that shit, and now all of a sudden he wants to go another 3 months to April. February, March, April. Oh my goodness. This dude really don't want no parts of this, man. He really don't want it. And I mean, now there's these headlines about talking about Brazil. I beat Wilder and all this whole shit. Man, Brazil hasn't heard shit. This dude's training in hopes that he gets a phone call. But we know Deontay Wilder. I mean, that's really a showcase fight for Deontay Wilder. If he takes it, yeah, it clears up his mandatory. I don't expect him to fight Dominic Breazeale because he doesn't have to fight Dominic Breazeale. The only reason he would take a Dominic Breazeale is to just, have another guy knocked out, and maybe on the strength of that, Eddie Hearn might come back to the table with a legitimate offer. But Eddie Hearn has also come out and said, we're not changing the financials. That's the most Wilder's gonna get for a fight in the UK. Well, Wilder's moving on, man. If he beats Breazeale, he'll be 41-0. Kubrat Pulev, Jarrell Big Baby Miller. We're gonna see how that goes down. Perhaps we know Tyson Fury's fighting very soon. Maybe Wilder will take that Breazeale fight. Tyson Fury will be fighting in Ireland on a Carl Frampton undercard. And mark my words, if those two end up winning, they might do a little hype. Maybe nothing's gonna be signed. Who knows, man? But I have a strong suspicion that Tyson Fury may be in the plans for a Deontay Wilder fight. Maybe a Big Baby Miller. He's not exactly with Eddie Hearn. And who knows if Eddie Hearn is real serious about making a Jarrell Big Baby Miller versus Anthony Joshua fight. I mean, why go over there to Bulgaria if you're a Big Baby Miller? You can stay right at home and take on the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder. There's a lot of fights out there for Wilder. There's also a Luis Ortiz rematch that I think a lot of people still want to see. Who doesn't want to see Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder? And people were hating on me when I talked about that's still a great fight. That is still a great fight, and it's a shame that Luis Ortiz has gotten nothing but ducked ever since then. But you know what? It is what it is, man. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Support the brother. E-King Fight News on Patreon. I gotta put that link in the description, man. E-King Fight News. We're out. Let me know what you guys think. Wilder ain't signing no bullshit-ass contract for April. These hoe-ass UK channels talking about, oh, we could do the fight in April. Sign the contract, Deontay. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. E-King Fight News. Who's Joshua gonna fight next? Povetkin. Man, Joshua might not even get past that Povetkin. And mark my words, they're not going to be talking about drug testing during the entire hype for that fight. Mark my words. E-King Fight News.